Construction complete.
Will more planets eventually get a company bonus like Command Deck?
Tactical battle imminent.
We're working on some stuff like that. We're doing faction capital buildings for one thing. Then there'll be, for some of the more prominent companies, if they are present within a faction, then we'll try to represent them in some way. The main ones we're trying to work on now, we're just trying to get the ones for the new factions, and then we'll work from there. Just from stuff to... just for another way to make planets a bit more unique without necessarily going to the base game's planet information or planet abilities.
Moving out, heading out.
I think this will be enough to beat the Secutor, because we have enough anti-fighter. We'll see.
The enemy has been spotted.
Oh, there was a Providence there too. That's probably why they felt confident enough to attack. Yeah, I'll turn those on when I get out of the battle. Hey, wait, no, you get back here. You want to die? I think it wants to die.
Advancing.
Do you like that modders made a sub mode for the demo with the new factions? So
Cruiser reporting.
Squadron standing by.
we love that people are making some mods for the mod. As far as the ones that are essentially just trying to plug in some of the stuff that's coming for 2.2, essentially enabling content that wasn't ready yet. We knew it would happen when we released the demo, so we're not going to complain about it or anything, but it does, in our minds, it'll probably spoil it a little bit for people when they get the full 2.2, because instead of just getting all the new stuff at once, it's going to be more of a small progression, and especially when they're enabling stuff that wasn't supposed to be enabled at all, or was like in progress. Sometimes it just, we don't love that the first place people are going to get it from is before it's ready. So they're playing something that isn't quite rare, that we wouldn't have been happy to release ourselves. So that part of it, not huge on, but again, we knew it would happen, and if people want to mod it, that's really up to them. So
yes, sir. Disable those missile launchers. The missile launchers are the primary target. Direct fire at their laser cannon.
we have a subforum on the TR site where people... There's been a few that have been pretty popular, like the Balance and Flavor submod. A lot of the forum base has been using for 2.1. And like, yeah, we're happy that a lot of people are modding the 2.2 demo, but when it's just enabling the stuff that we weren't quite happy with to release yet, that's more of a meh feeling for us.
Watch for enemy ships.
Move to attack. Target at maximum firepower.
We just gotta break the shields.
Frequency open. Our shields are down.
Who does most of the voice acting on mod? In the ones that have been sent over or that have been ported over from Ascendancy, that was a guy named unassuming white guy, or Zach. And then a lot of the ICW ones from 2.1 and before, those were organized by Lord Zeiser. So some of those are getting removed. We're going to try to up the quality of that a little bit and bring over some more of the Ascendancy ones, and also record some of the new ones so that we have as much covered as possible. But yeah, so it's mostly Zeiser and Zach at this point. You can add a death clone for the Providence. Yeah, so we are actually redoing a lot of the art for the Providence. We are working on getting like damage particles and death clones for as much as we can. But before we can do an actual death clone for the Providence,
Enemy forces
we will
sighted.
have to
My scopes are jammed.
Fallout.
we'll have to
Let's
get
move
the
out.
new model and
We're
skin
in
done.
position.
Otherwise, we're just going to be remaking it again, which is why it's currently using the VSD.
Roger that. Confirmed.
We will soon be putting out pretty much all the voice
Forward.
lines. What we want to do is get all the lines written that we need for the next release, and then
Attacking.
recruit people to record it all at once. That way we don't have an issue, because there were a few times when we've recruited some people to do stuff, and then the time between them signing up and us being able to actually write the lines, they disappeared. It's been harder to track. We want to get a better system in place for that.
Form up.
Where's the IPV? Over here.
There's interference in this nebula, Commander.
That's good.
Awaiting orders.
Will all ships with hyperdrives being able to use the single unit retreat? Probably not all of them.
Copy.
It'll depend
I copy.
on what has open ability slots and what we have for other abilities.
There's interference in
Or
this
if
nebula,
we
Commander.
come up with a different way to do it that doesn't need that.
There's interference in this nebula, Commander.
But the whole thing is still really just in testing. We're not sure
Reporting.
if you do it a lot in a battle, how that'll
sir.
work with the way the information gets passed from the tactical battle to the galactic level.
Yes, Commander.
Because there can be issues where it'll start to lag a lot if you
Enemies
press the
in
button,
range.
and it has to assign all those values to a string that it's then passing as a single variable to the galactic level, which gets kind of weird. Thanks, Garrett.
Commander, they're hitting us. Where'd he go?
We're with
Nowhere
both an
to
assault cruiser.
run.
We're putting in for 2.2. The model it's getting is
Falling out of
the
formation.
one from Ascendancy,
Draw their fire.
At your command.
which is a reskinned version and an
Ready.
optimized version of the 2.11 that looks
Formation.
a lot better. I don't know if we're going to redo it past that. Are they just not going to retreat?
Enemies in range.
Why do they think they can win
Ready
with
for
just those
battle.
fighters?
Navigating to
Roger that.
coordinates.
Taking him out. Changing course to intercept.
There we go.
Engaging the enemy.
No, you can do more than 2 abilities. It's just kind of weird the way you have to do it. You have to do it in game by like right-clicking on the unit to bring up the like in-battle one. I can't show it right now because it's not in a battle, but you can have more than 2. It's just not the most user-friendly thing because a lot of people don't know it exists. So the more we can stick to 2, the better off that'll be. But
Invasion
Rusty,
commencing.
has the issue with this AI sending multiple fleets instead of one big one been fixed? Yeah, that was fixed in the demo, actually. So, if you play the 2.2 demo, you shouldn't have that at all. Right, I think I got all the questions up there. A question regarding the Empire of the Hand: will you be adding Imperial class and Victory class vessels to their ship roster? Thrawn had plenty of them in the comics. So the choices of one comic and all that stuff, that was before Endor.
Reinforcements en route.
We actually covered a bit of this in the last Empire of the Hand update we did. So part of it is that we want the faction to be unique because there's already 7 factions that use
Choose your reinforcements.
primarily, if not exclusively,
Reinforcements canceled.
Imperial content. So there would have been a few VSDs and all that stuff floating around in the Empire of the Hand, but those resources would have been less and less common as they went on, and then especially after Endor, because no one would have been left in the Empire to send them those resources. There are a few cases, like when Soontir showed up, that they
Awaiting orders.
still got some stuff from the Empire,
Ready.
but it wouldn't have been a huge amount.
Yes, sir.
And then there's
Roger.
like there was still a significant amount of Chiss stuff before then because the Thrawn's household phalanx was part of it. But basically, for the really early eras, we're going to give them some starting forces that are Imperial, a few more than in 2.1. But overall, we are not significantly expanding the number of Imperial units for them. so let's capture this. Did it not want to get out there?
Reporting in.
Oh, that might be why.
We've secured a landing zone.
Eh. Kill that.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
So that's the jump trooper
Destination
squad.
set.
Roger that.
Oh, that's weird.
Form up. Moving out.
How did they come out over there?
Awaiting orders.
That is super weird.
Copy. I copy. Advancing.
Alright. Never seen that before.
Choose your reinforcements.
On my way, sir.
Reinforcements
Anyways,
cancel.
On my way.
I missed some questions.
Reinforcement point contested.
When will you add these on Vong? We do not currently plan to add them. They
Yes, Commander.
may be present in some form at some
Proceeding
point
to
in
target.
some of the mods. Has the number of building slots been reduced for most planets? Yes. So for the most part, it used to be like as many as 9 or 10
Ready?
for some planets, but that's all been scaled down. Right now we've only just sort of cut them off at 6, unless it's Coruscant, then 7. I think there's one other planet that was allowed to have 7.
80-80
But we're going to be going back through and
On my way,
rescaling
sir. Armor
all of it
transport ready.
at some point.
Target acquired. Commencing attack. Yes, sir. Scouting.
And there's one other question I think I missed about the Zero Command and Corporate Sector Authority. I think it was. So they're still, we still don't plan on making them playable. Maybe as like a patch between 2.2 and 2.3, especially because the CSA, a lot of what they're missing that would make us want to make them playable is CIS stuff, and if I'm just going to be making CIS stuff
Reporting.
anyways,
Reporting
and maybe
in.
we will, but
Walker moving out.
Zero Command, like it's basically an emergent faction, and there's 1 or 2 GCs where it starts with a bit more territory than that, but it's the smallest of any of the major warlords. Oh, let's capture that.
Reinforcements canceled.
Guess we should actually. They just pop out on another hill.
Order
Yes, they did.
acknowledged.
Well, that was more understandable because it's right there.
Reinforcement point
But
contested.
still.
Roger that.
We've lost a landing zone.
Form up.
Most Empire of the Hand ships made up? Yeah, so they were, except for the Clawcraft, all the designs are made by us. There's also there's a Canon Schist Star Destroyer, but it's not,
Yes, sir.
Yes, Commander.
it's never been given an actual design.
Order, sir.
Commencing bombing
Is that not
run.
going to be captured? Because the company's technically too far away?
Moving out.
Enemies in range.
So yeah,
Targets
there's,
engaged.
we just sort of decided what the needs of that faction would be, and sort of the Schist design stuff based on like the Chaff Envoy and the Clawcraft, and tried to design the faction around that.
Copy.
Reporting. Squad, move out.
It's also more likely that the Schist Star Destroyer was Empire of the Hand design as opposed to actually being made by the
Weapons
Schist
armed.
Ascendancy,
Walker moving to attack.
but that was never really covered very extensively in the EU.
Reporting. As you wish, General.
Got that.
Awaiting orders. On my way.
Need that.
Ready.
You guys can
Yes,
actually
sir.
go and capture that. That'd be nice.
advance.
Would the Corbett sector survive long enough to do anything? It'll depend on the GC for them. We're going to try to give them, when they are an emergent faction, enough forces to survive, hopefully long enough for the player to get to them. But they're probably, you're never probably going to be in a campaign where you think, oh, I'm afraid of the corporate sector taking over the galaxy. So to that extent, they're probably not going to be a huge threat. Same with Zero Command in most cases. But they'll have the means to expand, most likely. They'll have at least some stuff going for them. We got explosive splash damage to some of the ground or space units like the pod walkers or AT-ST guns, or AT-AT guns, or missiles on spaceships. So there are some places where we're going to be doing that. It might be a thing for the concussion missiles, or not the concussion missiles, the assault concussion missiles. These guys really want to kill.
Yes, Commander.
I guess we just can't capture this.
Always ready, sir. Scanning area.
Choose your reinforcements.
Let's go just kill these guys. The Empire of the Hand going to have the Antigo Star Destroyer, or the Antigo Destroyer, yep. All this stuff that we've shown for Ascendancy is going to be an Empire of the Hand, or in Imperial Civil War for the Empire of the Hand.
Affirmative. On the move.
Like everything in that news post we did about a week ago that we mentioned, they're trying to get the ones up on the hill here. Yeah, everything we mentioned in that news post for the Empire of the Hand will be in both games.
Reporting.
You all just want to die in this.
Moving out.
Oh, there's a unit. There's more units. Where's the rest of everything? I think there's still another... Yeah, there is. There's still another building.
Yes.
Where
Commander.
is the other unit?
Heading out.
Support order
All out,
acknowledged.
troops.
I see one here.
Targeting at maximum firepower. Let's
There's
move out.
one.
On my way.
Bombing.
Yeah, the news post, it's on the forums, so if you go to thrawnrevenge.com and look in the news section for either Ascendancy or ICW, you'll see it. It's also on ModDB if you look in the news archives there. I'll just auto-resolve this. Oh, there's a whole other part to their base. This explains a lot. I'm an idiot.
The enemy has been defeated.
Will the chaff get some engine hard points? Yeah, so pretty much everything that doesn't have engine hard points in 2.1 will be getting them in 2.2.
Buildings.
As far as its scale,
Building
it's only
under
about 1,200
construction.
meters, so it's about the size of a VSD. The whole distinguishing between capital ships and frigates, it's a bit more arbitrary than like a hard classification.
Tactical battle imminent.
And Star Wars tends to have more of a continuum. Is there a providence with this? No, it's just the one. Why do you think that Disney / LucasArts have not made a sequel to Empire at War, and do you think they ever will? The RTS genre isn't super lucrative, so it doesn't surprise me that they haven't made one. It's very rare to see like an Empire at War style RTS come out at this point, and I think
Cruiser here. Reporting
one of
in.
the lessons from Empire at
Proceeding to
War
coordinates.
is like with the 3 game modes, It would have required a lot more resources to get it to a place that would have been probably what people were expecting before the game came out.
Look, sir, it's them.
Because the game looked very different in the trailers and video. Not graphics-wise, but
Crews are online.
it seemed like it was going to be a
Keep
bit more
going.
in-depth than it
Target
actually ended
sighted.
up being, and a lot of the stuff
Attack.
that they seemed like they wanted to do, that some of it is referenced in the code,
Fire.
sort of fell by the wayside. And I don't know that they're ever going to really... they might eventually, but I don't know if an Empire at War style RTS is really
This way.
going to come too
Attack
soon.
that target.
What I can tell you is that would make my life a lot more difficult.
Form up. Acquiring target.
Reporting.
There was actually
I've been
another modding
reported.
group for Empire at War, the Steiner modding group,
Ready for duty.
that
Ready. Yes, sir.
I'm on this one.
Roger that.
they bought the engine rights from Petroglyph, so they had access to all the source code for the game,
Your orders,
and then
sir.
they started selling it, like they made their own
You won't be around much longer.
mod / standalone game that they started selling on Steam. There hasn't been a lot out of that. I think it seems dead. I think the company's gone now.
Awaiting
I'm not
orders.
sure how much money they had to pay for that. At that point, you just like
Awaiting command.
buy it for the rights, sell the game, like make your own IP for the game, and then just do an in-house Star Wars mod.
Returning to your position.
Attack position.
Then you're technically not selling a Star Wars game.
Awaiting your command.
I'm sure at some point RTS games will come back. They sort of already are, but I think that's just why it's been 10 years without any more EAW.
Cannons on.
It's still kind of a niche genre, especially since there's been a lot more focus on like cross compatibility with consoles and stuff that can be released on both consoles and PC. And RTS games have never been good for that.
Standing by.
Even with games like Civ, since Empire at War came out, you start to see a bigger attempt to get them on consoles with like Civ Rev
Crews are standing by.
and a
Over
lot of
there.
mobile game stuff.
Navigating. Enemy
And a lot of that seems to be trending back towards just if something's only on the PC, that's probably fine
Disable
too.
those ion cannons.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing a bit more in the RTS genre come back. And then after that happens, you're more likely to see another Star Wars RTS. Exactly how in-depth that is, it might be... I don't know if you'll have the full Galactic Conquest mode, but who knows. Like 4X games haven't really died off from it because they had a more dedicated audience and it tended to be
Construction
existing
complete.
franchises still continuing on. Split this fleet up a bit though. Yep, put that over there. I guess we'll just take Garros.
Destination set.
But anyways, I missed a lot of questions here.
Enemy fleet approaching.
I believe you said in either AOTR or Clone Wars specifying what bonus heroes give was nice. Oh, yeah, that was actually something before I started playing AOTR that me and Sloney had been talking about. We want to sort of divide heroes into tiers, where there's going to be tier 1 through 5. I don't remember where that said they were attacking.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh. Well. God damn it, Pentastar alignment. This is why I didn't fight you. I'm going to finish what I was saying before I lose my entire fleet. But yeah, so we're going to divide the heroes into tier 1 through 5. And then we'll have a 6th tier for just Thrawn and Akbar, where there's a standard bonus, and then we're going to give them each traits on top of that. So you might be a tier 3 hero, which has a standard bonus, and then you'll have like the Reckless trait, which takes away like 5% defense or something. So more in the vein of like Total War characters. And that should be a lot more... It'll be both easier for everyone to understand because the bonuses will be displayed right in front of you guys for all the players. Like if you just hover over Delvaris, it'll stay. I'm pointing at my monitor, you can't see that, so I don't know why I'm bothering. But it'll be easier for us to manage with the text strings, and also very easily accessible, because one of the dangers with, like, I know saying it'll be easier for us to manage makes it sound kind of lazy, but it's more for the fact that, like, when you update stuff, it's easy for the stats to be updated, but then the documentation to not be, and so there's a greater danger of us just forgetting to do stuff, which is sort of why we're going with that method. I just keep getting attacked, that's why I haven't turned the planar info on yet. But oh, this is gonna suck. So the Pentastar limit seems like the only faction that hasn't had significant changes in its territory since the GC started. So
Choose your reinforcements.
Great Fleet.
Inbound.
And of course we
Awaiting
don't
your
actually
command.
get the Executor to start off the battle. How many planets are in this scenario? I think it's like 87?
Go after the stragglers.
I've got him.
Waiting
I
orders.
kind of want to retreat, but I kind of want to have this battle happen.
Your command, sir.
I'm not staying because I think I can win, I'm staying because I think it'll be fun.
Commander, we're moving out.
Let's finish him.
Losing power.
Shields almost gone.
Reporting in.
Cover me now. Taking fire. Watch for enemy ships.
Alright, Torpedo Sphere.
Ready, go.
I changed the damage modifiers for proton torpedoes recently too, because I want to change the base damage to be up and leave the modifier as a bit lower than it was in 2.1, or the 2.2 demo rather. 2.1.
Ready, sir. Our target priority is the laser cannon. Our launch bay is gone. We've lost the iron cannons.
You think Disney will let the new EU get as big as the old one was? I'd actually be surprised if it took too long to get back to a reasonable size. It might be a bit more difficult to get some of the ships designed, but considering their commitment to movies, to TV shows, to all that, like, look what they did with Marvel. So it'll probably take like 3 years, then we'll be back to a decent size for everything. But when it's just the books coming out,
Our primary target is those iron.
Choose your reinforcements.
then there's probably going to be a lot of stuff like they brought the Carrack and the Secutor back, and I think the Lancer, but they haven't specified whether it's the same ship. So there's going to be a bit of time before like the technical guides and everything start coming up, and we know what everything looks like. But as they start getting introduced in shows and movies, we'll start seeing more of that. So it's kind of a trade-off. Hopefully it'll be more consistent than the EU was.
Batteries have been disabled. Our engines are gone, sir.
Let's finish him. Shields almost gone. Watch your back. Cover me now.
The Conqueror wasn't really a class, it was just the one-off ship, and it was pre-Endor, so we won't be including it for anything. The guy who had it will be in the mod, but not the ship itself. Right, we're probably going to kill one Bellator, and not the other.
Our launch bay has been disabled.
I don't want to bring this stuff in. It doesn't want me to bring it in either.
Coming around.
I mean, we still have a Praetor.
Location confirmed.
Blasted scum. Nowhere to go. Falling out of formation. Draw their fire. Losing power. Attack formation. Go out.
I have not actually read the Thrawn book yet. I was thinking about buying it and reading it tonight, and then I might do a video on just my thoughts on it afterwards. I've heard good things about it, but I've also heard a lot of just that it's a lot of Thrawn's EU story too,
Yes, Commander.
but sort of compressed and put before Endor. So we'll see. two-hander.
Pursuing enemy forces.
I'm just gonna get rid of this box here, so it's not red.
Critical. I'm on them. It's about to be destroyed. Locking on.
Laser cannons disabled.
Don't turn around.
Shields have been deactivated. Our engines are out.
He's headed your direction. Enemies in range.
I don't really like audiobooks because they're a lot longer. I tend to listen to, like, if I'm ever riding my bike or going for walks or anything, I tend to listen to podcasts more.
Target locked.
And then I'll just read if I want to read, because I can read them a bit faster than the audiobooks can talk. When I was trying to learn French, or pretty often, I'd listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks in French, just so that I can, because I can understand written French,
Our target
and
priority is the laser cannons.
I just have a bit of an issue distinguishing words when I'm hearing it. So children's audiobooks really help with that. That's really all I use audiobooks for. Will there be a documentation update, i.e. better tactical information on various planets? 2.2. We're going to be redoing the manual for 2.2, so all that information and a bit more will be available. But there are a lot of places where we want to improve what's available, but really there's nothing that exists for the planets in 2.1 that isn't covered by the manual. And of course there's a lot of places in game where we want to improve the documentation as well. Oh yeah, I took off the engine hardpoint for this playthrough for the SSD, so we can actually still leave and be in good shape. I do want to kill this Bellera first though. What do I look like? A person. Pretty sure the manual is like 110 pages long. And we're going to add the Asserter class. We have no current plans to add the Asserter class. I guess this should spin her all the way around. Oh, the Praetor's still over here. This is going to start really going badly when I don't know why you want to face this way. I need you to spin that way.
Getting him on. I've got him. We're being targeted. Taking fire.
Star Destroyer standing by.
No, don't jump stuff in. I'd prefer that you just lost the battle and went away gracefully. And we can all be friends.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Sir, returning to
Our
your
lasers have been
position.
destroyed. The torpedo launcher has been destroyed.
Commander, they're hitting us. Where'd he go?
Our engines are gone, sir. Take out the iron cannons. The lasers are our target.
Thought of using pirate forces and raid fleets. We would have to develop pirate stuff, and there's not really any giant pirate
Our
groups at
target
this point,
priority
so
is
they
the
wouldn't be
laser
much of a threat.
Our lasers are destroyed.
Right, you're facing the right direction now.
The missile launchers are
We gotta kill the Bellera and then leave.
Ready for orders.
Choose your reinforcements.
Cruiser here.
Preparing for jump
Our
to light
space station
speed.
is under attack.
Fire.
You gonna make it? Nope. Are we even gonna? We're not even gonna kill the Bellator. Just keep jumping in smaller ships on the way here. There's gonna be 2 left.
I've got him.
I can't switch position. Gun him down.
Stream's not lagging for me on my tablet. Yeah, so it is a 15% chance for raid fleets. That might be adjusted as we had in the other battle style, so that it's like 50% for a regular battle with no gimmicks. And then the rest divided between that. Like, look, what is this?